Well, hi there. This is Scott Duffy from softwarearchitect.ca. In this video, we're going to be talking about the exciting and mysterious world of Microsoft beta exams. I get this question a lot in my student groups. People are asking about this beta. Should they take the beta? Should they take the previous exam? In this video, we're going to discuss the pros and cons of taking beta exams. Now, before we get into that, though, what is a beta exam? Maybe you're not really familiar with the world of Microsoft certification. And so let's talk about this concept. So we know that there are live exams. You can go, look up an exam on Microsoft's website, book it at a testing center. These days, everyone's taking their exams online. Take the exam, you get your result, and then you're certified or you're not certified in that topic. Well, the beta exam is a testing exam. Basically, Microsoft is releasing this set of questions to cover a topic, but they're not entirely sure which questions they're going to keep and which questions they're going to have to throw back. They're sort of testing out this. And so they're hoping that experts on the topic will take up the exam, give them feedback on what's good and what's bad, and that will shape the final live exam. Now, the way that they can tell, of course, is if they ask a question on a beta exam and almost nobody gets it correct, well, then they can go back and say, oh, that might have been a poorly worded question, a vague question, or the question was just wrong, like the answer that they had put didn't turn out to be the correct answer. Some sort of format of saying that these questions are good or not. On the flip side, of course, if 100% of people get a question right, then perhaps it's too easy to be on a Microsoft certification exam. And so what they're doing is just hoping that topic experts review this thing in a more wide way than they previously do, and then give them feedback on it. You can also leave comments at the end to say what you thought of the exam. Now, this has been going on for decades. I can remember taking beta exams, 20 plus years ago. Now, it used to be free. Now you actually have to pay a little. And the reason they do this is because when it was free, people could sign up for it and then forget about it. And there was no sort of a penalty for not showing up. So, if 100 people signed up for a beta exam, only 10 people would show up because it was free. Now it costs a little, and I guess the number of people that show up is a lot higher. They do give out some discount coupons from time to time, but those go quickly, and then you'll end up paying still a lower cost, but you'll end up paying more without a discount coupon for a beta exam. So what are the benefits of taking a beta exam? Now, first of all, they're cheaper, as we just discussed, and so you can, instead of paying $165 for the main exam, you can pay $90 or $50 or $20 for the beta. And you can have a coupon or you don't have a coupon. It's still cheaper. You do get to see what the exam designers are thinking. So if you are in the business of certifications and exams, that's a big benefit to take a beta. Other people might be interested in also taking a beta. You can get maybe the personal satisfaction of saying you were among the first in the world to be certified. And so if Microsoft comes up with a new topic like they did with security, and I was one of the people that took the beta exam for AZ500, and I can kind of claim I was one of the first AZ500 security certified Azure people in the world. Maybe that's a benefit, maybe it isn't. And finally, if you're looking at a replacement exam, it is possible that a beta exam might be easier than a live exam. And so if the live exam is a very difficult exam and they've removed a bunch of topics, then the beta exam, it's quite possible, is easier. But this is the reason I'm creating this video, is to talk about the cons of beta exams, because I think people just assume that newer is better. First of all, when you take a beta exam, there's just not the up-to-date study material. You're not going to go out and find courses and lots of books and ebooks and YouTube videos talking about that exam. And so really you are cutting your own path. So if you're taking a exam on a new topic or a beta exam, you really are responsible for your own studying and your own knowledge, which is fine for a lot of things. But just know that that cons of being first in this area is, you're seeing things that no one else has taken this exam before. The big one, this is the big one for me, is the delayed results. And so beta exams, Microsoft says they aim for it to be scored 2 weeks after the exam goes live. So in some kind of irony, you could take the exam on the first day it goes live and get your results immediately. But if you took it 2 months prior in the beta period, you're still waiting 2 more weeks to get your results. Beta exams, by their very nature, are betas in testing, and so they're longer tests. It's not going to be, an additional half an hour of your life or an hour. There's also going to be more questions. And when you do take those questions, maybe not all the questions are perfect. You'll take a question and it's very vague and the answers are poor and it might scratch your head. And so don't expect betas to be perfect. And another big one, of course, is if you take the beta and you fail, because it did take 2 months from the time that you took it to get the results, taking it again is going to mean you're going to have to do a little bit more studying. You might forget some of that stuff as opposed to failing it immediately and then being able to rebook the test for the following week. So my advice is that if you're looking at an existing exam and then there being a beta exam as the replacement, I still recommend you take the live exam. And so if we look at the examples that are available now, there's 104 exam that's a beta that is a replacement for the AZ-103 test, Azure Administrator. I recommend taking the 103 test because of all those reasons on the cons page where there's study materials, you get the results right away. Coming up in the next couple of months, there's also the architecture test, AZ-303 and AZ-304 will be entering beta at the end of June, early July. And so again, you're going to have those same issues. I would recommend taking the live exam up until the time that they retire. Now, if it's a brand new topic, like the security one that I took, there's some database ones that are coming out, AI and Microsoft 365. Those type of topics, maybe taking the beta would be great because there's no previous exam. You don't have that choice. It's cheaper. You don't mind waiting. So there are some benefits to taking the betas if it's a brand new topic and it's not a replacement exam. But if it's a replacement exam, I recommend you take the live exam, not the beta, unless of course, it's entirely up to you. So I just want to end up by saying, just because the beta is newer doesn't mean it's better. You can look at all sorts of software that comes out where the software comes out in beta, but people still prefer the previous release. The company has released software in a beta form that isn't quite great. And this is true with exams as well. Anyways, this has been Scott. Hopefully this helps you to decide whether you should be taking the beta or taking the live exam. And if you have any questions or comments or thoughts, leave them in the Facebook group, the unofficial Azure Facebook group, or as the comment to this video. Thanks a lot, guys. Have a great day.